Hey, baby.
Hey,
How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm good. Well, this is episode 1 of Through It All, I've Got You.
Yep.
And I would say, before we even start, that through it all, I've got you.
I got you.
And I know you got me. That is something I know for real. We want to talk a little bit about what this is and why we decided to do this. And importantly, who are we and why can we even talk about Through It All, I've Got You. So I'll give us a little background and you fill in a little bit, and I'll let you talk about yourself first, and then I'll jump in. But this podcast was something that God gave me when I was going through some adversity at work, and we'll talk about work later and work-life balance and things like that in different episodes. But this came through something I went through at work, and God was speaking to me, and he said, through it all, I've got you. No matter what you're going through, I've got you. And he said, I've also given you a helpmate that will be with you as well if you just let her in more than you've ever let her in before. And he laid it on my heart and I text you and I said, baby, just remember this. I said, remember this title, Through It All, I've Got You. And what did you say? You remember?
I don't remember what I said.
You said, all right, that's just who you are. I ask something and you just say, all right, no problem. As long as it's nothing crazy. Sometimes even if it is not too crazy, you'll say, all right. And so this, as I was going through it and I kept dwelling on that, the Lord also spoke and said, hey, I want you to speak about marriage. And I want you to talk about it from a truthful place, but also from a positive place, because there's so many things in marriage that is deemed as negative and is shown as negative, and you hear so much about divorce rates and things like that. And marriage is a commitment. It is not easy.
It's not. It's work.
It is work. But if you mean those vows until death do you part, and you don't speed up to death, that's important, right? You said I meant that, and I'm gonna go ahead and speed up this death. But if you mean that, then through it all, you've got each other.
That's right.
It's the same in relationships. As you're building towards a marriage, you can make it. And so I'll give a little description about what this is. This is intended for people who desire and believe that marriage is still mean until death do us part. And I mentioned that. It's a look at the joys of marriage, even through the struggles, the mishaps, the mistakes, the misunderstandings, the victories, life, and more. Join Marc and Suranda Brooks as we discuss the many seasons of marriage. And we'll talk about who we are, but I can say we've been married 20 plus years. We've known each other 30 plus years. And we dated. It's my fault. We dated for 7 before we got married. Right, you were ready before me. As we dive into this, and I'm going to talk about it. I've got my notepad here. It's not the prettiest, but it's what I was jotting down on, and I'll get away from this at some point. But I want you to tell a little bit about who you are, and just whatever you feel like saying. I'll give the floor to you, baby.
I'm Suranda Brooks. I am a mother of 3 children. We have 3 children, 2 sons and 1 daughter. We have 2 handsome grandsons. A little bit about me. I enjoy traveling. I enjoy family time. And on the weekends, I just enjoy relaxing, chilling, or whatever. I love my husband. Like he said, we've been married going on 21 years. We've known each other a long time. He is my friend. He's my confidant. He is my protector. God is my number 1 protector. He's my second protector. But he has my back and I have his at all times.
A little bit about me. I won't talk about the marriage part. Enjoy many things as well. I'm a hands-on kind of guy. Didn't realize that until later in life that I enjoy. She calls me Mr. Fix-It because I'll try to fix everything first. YouTube is our friend. Hopefully subscribe and follow on YouTube as well as on Instagram. You'll be able to find us. All those things she said about being a husband, a father, I have traveled extensively in work. And so when I'm home, I am home. I really try not to do too much outside of home. I've got, friends and your network, because you have to have things outside of your spouse and your children. You've got to have things that you enjoy. But I enjoy spending time with them, partly because I've traveled so much and you just can't get back that time. And the other part is because I just enjoy them. So that's a little bit about me. There's another thing. We work together. We work together now. We have our a real estate company that we have, the Brooks Realty Group.
Yes.
If you're looking to buy and sell somewhere in North or South Carolina, we can help you with that. We also have worked together prior to this, where we went in and helped young people get their GED. People didn't realize that we were husband and wife. We would hear the comment, "You work with your spouse?" Like, yeah. It's like, how you to do that? Because that's my friend. And we're friends when we leave.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's a little bit about us. I want to talk a little bit about some of the subjects we'll cover as we dive into this podcast. And I wrote them down. And again, this is my ugly notebook that I just was scribbling things on. But
that we will eventually get rid of.
Yeah, we'll get rid of it. But this is authentic. This is how it started, right? It started with this.
It did. There's something about that notepad.
What was it, like a legal pad or something?
Yeah, I don't like it.
Is there things you need to say?
It's nothing I need to say.
I need to write something down here?
No.
All right, so we'll get rid of this at some point. For those that are just listening, you can't see it. It looks like a legal pad. There's a page half ripped out. That's just who I am. I mean, I kept this thing with me, and I just kept writing down different episodes. So we'll talk about the look. We know what that is. There's a parental look.
There's a spouse look.
There's a spouse look. There's a child look. There's all kind of looks. So we're going to talk about the look. We're going to talk about some of our examples. We'll talk about our parents, and we're blessed to have really good examples. I'll say my parents have been married 50 plus years. How about you, babe?
My parents will be married 60 years in August.
And each with their first marriage. And their only marriage.
Only marriage, yep.
And we'll discuss some of the struggles that they went through. I don't know if we need to ask their permission first. I mean, we're here to help people, so we'll just talk about it and eventually get them on as well. Hopefully,
yeah,
we'll see. We're going to talk about your network, your support.
That's important.
Yeah, talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, so you want people that's going to surround you, that's going to encourage you and tell you the truth. You don't want people in your corner that's going to condone when you're wrong, but tell you where you're wrong and where you're right at. So you want people that's going to support you at all costs.
And I agree with that. We're going to talk about children. If everyone doesn't have children in a relationship or a marriage, but we'll talk about that. We'll talk about money. Hopefully everyone does have some money in the relationship. That can cause some struggles if you don't have any money. We're going to talk about the chase, and it never stops. That flirting with your spouse, flirting with that person that you want to make your spouse. I think that's important. Talk about investing in your marriage. That's something that you have been the driver of. We were looking at one of the events we went to, and it was over 10 years, I think it was, that we've been going to this.
It's been a while that we've been going. We have a good friend that we grew up with, and we go with our church every year on a marriage retreat. And every time we go, you glean or get something different. I know I do. I do too.
So we're going to talk about investing in your marriage, and it could be date night. It could be time alone, time away from others. It could be anything. So investing in your marriage. We're going to talk about time apart. I think that's important as well. I always say to people when they talk about marriage, I said, listen, sometimes I don't even agree with myself. So how am I agree with someone else all the time? So you got to have time apart. What do they say? Absence makes the heart grow fonder.
That's what they say.
Talk about that. We're going to talk about compromise and how important that is in a marriage, in a relationship, in a friendship. Got to be able to compromise. This is controversial. This next one, you probably already know what it is, don't you? Something I fight.
Happy wife, happy life.
Happy wife, happy life.
Well, now there's a new saying, happy spouse, happy house.
Okay, I like that one better. This is my first time hearing that one.
Yeah.
Where'd you find that, on Instagram or something?
No, I've been hearing it lately, and I forgot to tell you. But yeah, happy spouse, happy house.
Okay, that one I can agree with. All right, I like that. A couple more I'll name here, and you can look forward to when disagreements happen. That's another one because they're gonna happen.
They are.
And so, how do you handle disagreements? There's another one. We use the second phrase, but the in-laws or the in-love. Mm-hmm. These are your parents. If your parents are deceased, it could be aunts, uncles, grandparents. Anybody, right? Brothers, sisters, cousins, in them.
Cousin in them.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. We're going to talk about friends coming into the relationship, friends coming into the marriage, probably particularly of the opposite sex and some of the same sex. Yeah. You know, you may not like one of your partner's friends. Yeah. You mean, what do you do? Yeah, that can happen. It's another one when trouble arises, and this is different types of trouble. It could be financial trouble. It could be kids trouble. It could be car trouble. Could be you parked in the wrong spot.
Oh gosh!
And I'm done.
Oh my goodness!
You didn't back the car in. I hope not. Talk about celebrate the wins. I think it's important to celebrate.
Absolutely,
celebrate each other. I remember in dealing with our children. I remember when we celebrated when they came off of Pampers. It was a raise. It's like, oh man, we done with these.
We celebrated when they finished daycare too.
Yes, Lord Jesus.
It was a car payment.
That was a car payment. Let's talk about blank. I know where your head went, people, and we'll talk about that too. But it could be anything. So at some point we'll have folks that'll ask us questions, and we want to be able to respond. So let's talk about blank, whatever that is. We'll talk about communication, how important that is. It's
very.
Yeah, I would say huge. That's leading cause of divorces in the top 5.
Yes.
Outside influences. And this could be anything that's an outside influence. It could be politics. Could be, you name it. But outside influences and how they can affect your marriage. Blended families. That is something that is very prevalent in today's society and yesterday's society. It's people didn't even realize they had blended families out there. They sent Big Bertha away to have a baby, right?
Oh, God.
So blended families, the joy of laughter, that is you all day. You are a laugher.
I am.
And it's contagious. So the joy of laughter, we'll talk about that. I'll give you 3 more. Being vulnerable with each other. Mm. You know, what do you think about that?
I think you need to be. I think we need to be open and be able to be vulnerable to each other. If we can't be, then what?
Yeah, I see you. What really matters? So what really matters? I mean, that may differ.
Does the top of the toothpaste, you leaving it off, does it matter? Or the toilet paper being a certain way?
I mean,
does it matter?
It might matter. If it's an emergency.
Oh my God.
Leaving the toilet seat
up or down, does it matter?
Yeah, I think you should have it. Whether it roll down?
Pull it down.
Yeah, pull it down. Leaving the toilet seat up.
Mm-hmm. That matters.
That matters.
It matters. Can't fall in the middle of the night if you got to go to the bathroom.
Yeah. And then the last one that someone asked me about that heard about this was co-parenting, and that's similar to blended families, but it could be a little bit different, right?
It might be a little. Well, it could be, especially if you're separated, divorced, you're co-parenting, or not married.
That's right.
At all, that's co-parenting. Right. So
yeah. The other person may have the child.
Yeah.
And you're working through that, so you introduce someone else into the relationship, the marriage, the dating. So those are some of the things that we'll cover in these episodes of Through It All. I've Got You. You know, I'm excited about this. I look back over our 20 years, and we've helped couples come together. We haven't always been successful. We've had some couples that didn't.
Yeah, couples get back together. We've had folks talk to us before they get married
and ask about some of our secrets on how we've stayed together and how we're genuinely happy with each other. You know, we'll talk about just so many things that I'm hope that at the end of this, as we continue down this journey, that people will glean some things from it. because marriage is beautiful. Marriage is fun. As some of the movies would say, I's married now. So it's
a favorite thing. One of them. Anyway.
It is one of them. We want to share. We want to share the good things about marriage. And again, like we said in the beginning, it won't be perfect because people aren't perfect.
Right.
We're going to make mistakes.
We're humans. We're flawed.
We are.
But one thing I can say is we credit it all to God.
Yes, we do.
God is first and foremost in our lives and in our marriage.
Yes, He is. And it helps when you have those principles. I know you looked up some things about marriage. I don't know if you did. Maybe you didn't. Maybe you got some things on the iPad.
Yeah,
here?
It's right there on the iPad.
I mean, just your iPad.
Oh, well, you can read.
Okay. I need big letters and pictures. I need a picture page.
Zoom it in.
Zoom it in. Yeah, both of us got these glasses.
Just talk about the total number of divorces, in 2021.
Yeah, so here's some key divorce statistics. Why start with divorce? What about some just marriage? Lord, they start. Even the media start with the bad. I mean, I like to
start with the good.
Yeah, I like the glass half full. They started. Okay, so key divorce statistics. What about key marriage statistics?
Well, it started with that in here.
Okay,
that's how many marriages. Start with the marriages.
All right, well, I'm just gonna read it. I mean, it's here. So, key divorce statistics in 2024. This is 2024. They go back to 2021. A total of, I won't give the exact number, but over 689,000 divorces occurred across the 45 U.S. states that report this statistic.
So that means there was five
what?
States
that didn't report. Yeah. And during that same year, over 1.9 million marriages occurred, making the U.S. marriage rate 6 per 1,000 people. So, if you talk to enough people, you may find that right person.
Right.
You might have to talk to 994 people. But you'll find them.
Find
that one. All you need is one. All right. They said far more people get married over the course of each year than get divorced. That's good. Mm-hmm. These divorce statistics show what happens to marriages that end and when and how couples decide to end them. And now it goes in a little bit more about how many marriages end in divorce. So what about the famous statistic that half of all marriages end in divorce? That's true, but only when it comes to first marriages. Dang. Half of which are dissolved. Second and third marriage actually fail at a far higher rate. Well, that's not good.
No.
I only want to do this once.
Me too. I'm not doing it again.
Now I do. I got a partner that he's been married twice. Or is it 3? I lose count. I think it's 2. I won't name him right now. But I told him about this. It's my dude. It's my guy. Right? I was like, yo, man,
gosh,
you need to be a part of this. He was like, for you to clown me on here? I said, people need to know what not to do. I said, after so many, it might be you, dude.
Oh, God.
I think he a good dude, but obviously these women didn't. So maybe it ain't looking good if he get married a third or fourth time because they fail at a higher rate. So he might just need to stay. All right, here we go. So when do couples divorce? When marriages end, usually some time has passed since the wedding. I mean, I would hope so.
Right. It might be a day or two. You never know.
Yeah, I mean, in Vegas marriages.
Yeah.
They don't last long. In fact, the average length of a marriage prior to divorce is 8 years. So that's average.
Yeah, they say once you make it over that 5-year mark, you're good. Well, supposed to be.
Supposed to be.
Yeah, supposed to be.
You're closer to good.
You're closer to good.
Here's a couple more. How long does divorce take and how much does it cost? Divorce takes time. Contested divorces usually take over a year to finalize, although simple divorces can be completed in as little as 3 months. Good. Divorce comes at a big cost. When couples spend an average of $7,000 to dissolve their union, what they say is cheaper to keep them.
Cheaper to keep them too.
Now, where do we get this? We got this from Forbes Advisor, so I just want to make sure we give the source here.
Yes, not our source.
It's not our source. What happens after a divorce? Now, this is interesting. I think I was reading this today as well. Many who divorce don't give up on the institution of marriage, though. A total of 64% of men and 52% of women get married again after their marriage is ended. But this thing also said that the second and third marriages actually fail at a higher rate. So, I mean,
you can always keep hope alive.
Keep hope alive. So I know someone said that.
Yeah, keep hope alive.
What you think is one?
Definitely communication.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Yeah, communication, money.
Now this is interesting. Couples who live together before marriage are more likely to divorce. Living together prior to marriage is one predictor of a likelihood of divorce. Total of 57 couples who did not cohabitate prior to marriage had a union that lasted over 20 years or more, compared with just 46 who did live together before tying the knot. Interesting.
That's very interesting.
And then I read something earlier today about health.
Oh, I just saw this.
What's that? You go ahead.
60% of divorced couples cited infidelity as reason for divorce. I think that's big.
That is big.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, infidelity is another leading cause of divorce. 60% citing a partner's unfaithfulness as their reason that the union ended. When a marriage is supposed to be monogamous, I guess that people don't. I thought that's what it meant. If one party fails to fulfill this obligation, trust can be lost, and the marriage may be oh man, I hate this word.
Irrevocable.
No, that's not. It can be broken. Let's just leave it there. Oh. I can read too. I got education. I just couldn't. That word won't come to me. Irretrievably. Oh, here I got it. I got my page. Irretrievably. Oh my gosh. Now this is a big one. Man, we just saw something about this on the news. Domestic abuse prompts a divorce in only 24% of cases. That's lower. I mean, you smacking somebody up and they ain't gonna stay 75% of the time.
Some people do. You can't judge.
No,
different reasons why people stay.
That is, and it's not judgment.
Right.
This is just stating the facts. And there's many more. It talks about incompatibility and money issues. Mm-hmm. The final straw. Here's a couple things. This doesn't mean anything. These are just the numbers. States with the highest divorce rates. Nevada has the highest divorce. Ain't that where Las Vegas is?
Yes.
That's probably why right there. Nevada has the highest divorce rate of any U.S. state. There are 4.2 divorces per 1,000 marriages in Nevada.
That's because people go to Nevada to get married. They go to Vegas.
It didn't say that here, but I think they're just not reporting that. But what it says here is that one reason why more divorces may occur in Nevada is that the state's reputation for having lax rules regarding both getting married and ending a marriage. All right, so that's, I get it. States with the lowest divorce rates, in sharp contrast to Nevada, Massachusetts has a divorce rate of just 1 per 1,000. And one reason they cite is that Massachusetts residents tend to marry at an older age, which reduces the risk they will ultimately divorce. I was going to say something crazy, but I'm going to leave that alone. I ain't got time no more, Junior. I just got to stay with you.
Oh, God.
I ain't got time. I can't find nobody. All right. Then it gets into some occupations of divorce, and actuaries have the lowest divorce rate. They know you're going to die. That's the lowest profession.
Have the probably higher.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, if you're working all the time and not spending time at home, I can see that.
Yeah, it depends if you have a high credit card or not. Since you're spending it. Yeah, so we'll dive into these a little deeper. This is interesting. Divorce rates by age. So couples who marry before age 32 experience lower divorce rates.
Married before 32?
Before 32, yeah. That's you would think the other way.
Yeah.
But I mean, not in Massachusetts.
Mm-mm.
They wait a little longer. And then the average people who divorced in 2022 is 46 for men and 44 for women. Dang.
Because they're waiting later.
I guess so. Yeah. Well, this is the age when they divorced. So they were 46.
Okay.
Yeah.
Divorce. Okay.
Yeah, they were 46 and 44. I guess they get on them apps and find somebody else. I mean, it goes into ethnicity. I don't want to jump into all that. College age women. Divorces by religion, Jesus. Divorces with children, settlements. So it gets into a lot of information around here, around divorces. Our goal is to stave off divorce. There's so much beauty in marriage. We said it's work, and it's worth working at.
Yes, I agree.
When you marry the right one, it is worth working for, to stay married and to have fun in marriage. We got these cameras set up. I was thinking about some... Oh, wait. I'm sorry. I got off topic. I was looking at you. You smiled at me. My mind went... Sorry, baby.
Stay on topic.
All right. I'll stay on topic. So stay tuned. Our goal is to get these out every 2 weeks. and to have a different subject that we cover. We'll dive deep into topics. It won't always be our examples, but with over 27 years together, almost 28 years together, over 20 years married, and so many examples, I do think we have a lot to share, and we want to be able to share it truthfully with some fun.
I don't know if he'll be able to handle the truth of some things.
Well, luckily we can edit video and edit audio. I think we'll just keep it as real as possible.
Yes.
We'll have to edit a little bit here and there, but I think keeping it real lets people see, what they can overcome, what they're walking into. I'll say this real quick. I remember one marriage retreat we went to, and they had couples getting up, talking about some of their struggles. And this couple got up, and they were talking about something in particular. It was I think it was infidelity, if I'm not mistaken. You can still see the hurt. I think he was unfaithful. As she was talking about forgiving him, she still was hurting. I mean, they haven't made it past that. But for them to get up and talk about it, I know I looked at like, man, we ain't got it that bad. I mean, and we didn't have anything bad at that going on. But I was like, yeah, and they're getting up. They don't know half these people in this room.
Right.
And they were talking about that. But I know that helped somebody.
It did.
And it probably helped them talking about it. And then I remember I think it was that same retreat that the man was talking, and he was loving his wife through alcoholism.
Yep. And
he was talking about how she was falling asleep in various places, forgetting to pick up the kids. And, historically, and I say this in air quotes, you think that's the man that's...
Right.
But it was her.
It was her. And he loved her through it.
He loved her through it.
And she got past it.
I don't even remember that part. She got past it?
Yeah.
I got stuck right there when she said she was.
Yeah.
That's good. So you can make it.
You can make it.
You can make it as long as you put your mind to it. You talk through it. You work through it. You get help if you need to get help. But you have to say through it all, I've got you. If that's your focus, I mean, I know I said, there's no way I'm going to take an oath under God and not live up to it. The whole thing, don't do it if you're not serious. I don't think there's a lot of shotgun marriages going on anymore.
No.
There still may be some.
I don't know.
But, Paul putting the gun to, you gonna make her an honest woman. So, if you chose to go into that union, you have to choose to stay in that union. Wouldn't you agree?
I agree.
And you can do it.
You can.
You can make it. You can make it through adversity. You can make it through troubles and trials. You can make it through children. Lord Jesus. I love them. I love my children. I love my grandchildren. I'll just leave it there. You can make it through that.
You can.
You can make it through financial struggles.
Okay.
We have.
Yep.
We haven't dealt with some of the issues that were talked about in this divorce. We haven't had those issues, but we've had our own. So you can make it. And we want this to be something you can write in and ask us questions, and we'll talk about it. You can stay anonymous, or you can choose to reveal yourself and just let us know. But as this grows and as we grow into this, we always said that we wanted to be a help to people in marriage. From when we started, we always said that. Mm-hmm. And here it is 20 years later, we're starting down this journey. And it came, like I said, it came through adversity. And it came through God laying on my heart, tell her everything. And let her build you up. Because that your spouse is your helpmate. He was right. He was absolutely right. And I'll tell her when I'm struggling with it. Struggling with something, and she'll listen, and she'll pick me up, and then she'll challenge me. So it's worth doing. It's worth having. If that's what you choose to do, if you choose to get married, it is worth working through. Any closing remarks on our first one, baby?
Nope.
Were you nervous?
A little.
Did you believe me when I said we were gonna do it?
Yes, I believed you.
I'm just checking. You might like, man, you just want to get crazy schemes.
No, I believed you when I saw you started ordering stuff.
Oh, when the stuff came in. Stuff came
I
in
was
on
like,
Amazon.
he's for real.
I'm for real.
Yes.
And then the setup came. And
Yeah.
the lights we've tested a couple times.
Yes. I was like, he is serious about this.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
Thank you for following me.
You're welcome.
Thank you for being there for me, with me.
I got you.
I got you, baby. Love you.
Love you too.
And I'm still in love with you.
Same here.
I still can't get over we got these cameras. I want to...
Would you?
What? I mean...
Okay.
The boys are home, so...
Okay.
You don't like that?
Would you end it?
You don't like me flirting with you?
It's fine. Okay. Till next time.
Till next time. On Through It All, I've got you.